This is the second module of um, BCTI 100, Module 1, Section 2. We're going to be looking at the benefits of a career in construction, just moving a little bit deeper into some of the trades. So after completing this module, we should be able to explain the benefits of a construction career and by recognizing and describe how construction careers make a difference in the community. Also, we should be able to describe the financial and professional benefits of pursuing a career in construction. There's no performance task for this section of this module. Some of the trade terms that we need to go through is earn as you learn, which is basically on the job training. And so it most likely would be a structured training process where you would take classes, learn a skill, but also working in the field as you getting paid. And one thing about when it's earn as you learn is that as you go further into the program, your salary, your pay will increase based on your abilities. And apprenticeship and craft training. An apprenticeship is definitely a structured program. Many times apprenticeship programs is ran through unions or other organizations where you start out from the very beginning and by putting in a certain number of hours um, of working and also hours of attending school, you would gain uh, abilities, skills, and experiences as you go through, going through very specific tasks and learning. So, apprenticeship program is a defined program that covers exactly the same thing for every person. So, it would be a broad experience. In other words, you're learning a little bit about everything. So, depending where you specialize in, you will understand that portion of it, but have knowledge and skills in other areas also. Making a difference. Professionals in the construction industry take pride in being part of something greater than their individual contributions. Give you an example. A carpenter may come in and build the walls, but the electricians and HVAC and plumbers, they also work together with a carpenter because many times their piping or electrical is running through the walls, and knowing how it's put together, understanding the process will help each one of those different trades working together. So again, your portion of the job may be very defined, but the overall picture to put a house together, build it, it needs all the different trades and their understanding of the different trades. So you say first responders during natural disasters, when they're like say a flood or a storm came through or tornado, and it caused homes to be destroyed. These first responders will come in and they will be part of the process of putting things back together. And so many times construction companies will travel from place to place when there's natural disasters to help bring communities back together. So it's reducing environmental impact in construction. In other words, the things that we put in buildings shouldn't cause harm to us in the long run or cause waste and other type things that will. So in other words, we need to be sustainable. Again, if we're talking about making a difference, we should make a difference because uh, we uh, we have to live in the same type of homes that we live in. But anyway, some of the benefits and opportunities. There's a growth in this industry. In this chart, you see that there's many different types of skilled workers, craftspeople that work part of building either residential, commercial, or industrial type of buildings. And so again, there's very competitive salaries, and usually these craftsmen make a very good salary. They may not have to go to college to get a 4-year degree, but they can certainly go through an apprenticeship program and gain the skills and knowledge to be able to make a decent salary that is in demand. So in other words, most apprenticeship program, one benefit about it, you're not going into debt. If you go to a trade school, trade schools, tuition is usually a lot less, and is a fraction of a university. So that's one great thing. Also, if you go to part of a apprenticeship program, it is actually paid for you as you learn, as you work for a contractor. So it can be debt free. 7 out of the 10 construction careers do not require a 4-year degree. Um, a career advancement, yes. Once you gain skills, you can move up into from apprentice to a journeyman, from journeyman to a foreman or a superintendent or a project manager. Any of those, as you move up, you are gaining new skills to manage projects. Mobility, in other words, the skills that you gain can be used anywhere around the United States. Matter of fact, out of the United States, any place in the world. A carpenter is a carpenter. We follow some of the same principles to build things. Uh, every other year, our curriculum we use here at Ivy Tech is through NCCER. It releases construction crafts salary surveys that results in the base salaries. In other words, the average. However, these salaries will vary based on the location. Not every area get paid the same thing. In larger cities, they usually make more per hour than small rural type of towns. So it does make a difference. However, the cost of living for these trades will be comparable to where you live. So again, in Chicago, you might be making an awful lot more money than somebody in West Virginia doing the same job. But the cost of living in West Virginia is going to be less than the city of Chicago or New York or Atlanta and other cities like that. So if you live in those major cities, you will make a decent salary. But again, it's based on that the cost of living.
What is the max end as far as earning potential? Could I earn 6 figures?
Yes, definitely. I mean, and with the construction industry, you don't just necessarily stay where you land. As you work and you progress in your field, you're going to continue to go up the ladder. You might start out as a pipe fitter and end up as a project manager. Like literally, we have a gentleman that still works with ABC. He went through our program back in the 70s, 80s. He is now the vice president at Turner Industries.
Yes, there is definitely growth. I know a lot of people that have trained over the years, either owning businesses or supervisors, or leaders, or project managers, or but again, some guys just love just work with their hands. They just rather be the one that can train other technicians or craftsmen getting into the industry. So again, um, as you gain knowledge and skills uh, and gain certain talents, there's no limit to what you can probably do in this industry. Here's some questions. Craft professionals act as first responders during natural disasters. Is that true or false? And it is true. It is true because craftspeople need to put buildings back together. Matter of fact, even hate to think about this, but even when there's a war and when been bombed and destroyed, it doesn't take long before after the war that contractors go in and rebuild complete cities or countries. It happens all the time. And many times it's better after they rebuilt it than it was before. Which organization released construction crafts salary surveys results based on the natural average of base salaries for skilled crafts professionals? And it's actually the curriculum that we use here in CCER. College tuition costs and student loans are the highest source of debt in the United States. Is that true or false? Actually, it is false. Even though tuition can be high and student loans can be high, and yes, it could be a big part of your expense, but there's other debts such as your homes and things like that usually is the highest. A program in which you gain valuable skills on the job under the instruction of more experienced professionals is called blank. It's called blank. The answer is craft training. So it is a structured program, a structured program. Craft professionals have opportunities for blank because excellent construction jobs exist in cities and states all over the United States and the world. And that is really true. And the answer would be mobility because you can travel anywhere. And you want to move to a different country or a different state in the United States? Yeah, absolutely, you can. Mobility. This is the end of this section 2.